Cognitive Brilliance. Train Your Brain to Think Smarter. Written and published by Sonic Digest. The human mind is an enigma wrapped in layers of complexity and potential, a marvel that has driven progress, sparked revolutions, and ignited the greatest discoveries of our time. It's capable of moments of sheer brilliance, flashes of insight that solve impossible problems and create art that transcends the limits of understanding. But how do these moments come to be? What fuels this kind of cognitive brilliance, and how can it be cultivated beyond its fleeting instances? Throughout history, great minds have stood apart, not just because of innate talent, but because of how they trained their thinking, molded their mental frameworks, and leveraged their brains to think smarter. The true secret lies not just in what they knew, but in how they approached knowledge, problem-solving, and creativity. They didn't merely rely on natural gifts, they nurtured their mental faculties to expand the boundaries of what they could achieve. But how does one tap into this reservoir of potential? What steps can be taken to shift from simply getting by to actively sharpening and directing the mind? The key isn't in seeking shortcuts or hacks, but in understanding that cognitive power is not a static trait. It's a skill, one that can be refined and enhanced by training with intention, resilience, and clarity. Imagine a mind that not only processes information quickly, but does so with precision, that can see connections others miss, and respond to challenges with creativity and purpose. Picture a brain so adaptable it thrives under pressure, swiftly recalibrating when new ideas or complex challenges present themselves. This kind of mental agility is within reach, but it requires more than wishful thinking. It demands a commitment to practice, discipline, and the art of deliberate thought. This journey isn't just about acquiring knowledge, it's about transforming how we think. It's about learning to craft our mental landscapes, not just react to them. It's about forging a path to sharper, clearer, and more brilliant thinking. The road ahead calls for an openness to change, a readiness to question assumptions, and the courage to push the boundaries of what we believe is possible for our own minds. Chapter 1. Awakening Mental Potential. Within each of us lies a network of pathways, waiting to be activated, reimagined, and expanded. The mind is an intricate system of neurons that, when properly engaged, can perform feats that once seemed impossible. Unlocking this potential doesn't begin with simple motivation, but with understanding the mechanics behind what drives cognitive brilliance and how we can channel it with intention. The path to unlocking mental potential starts with recognizing that the brain operates on the principle of neuroplasticity, the remarkable ability to rewire itself based on experience. This adaptability means that with deliberate practice and the right mental stimuli, even long-established habits and patterns of thinking can be reshaped. The key is to move past the conventional comfort zone of familiar routines and venture into the unknown, where true growth happens. As the brain grows accustomed to challenges and pushes beyond its limits, it forms new connections and reinforces existing ones. This ongoing creation and strengthening of neural pathways is what makes thinking sharper, reactions quicker, and problem-solving more effective. Yet, this is not an instantaneous process. It demands an ongoing commitment to engage in tasks that stretch cognitive abilities. This could be as simple as learning a new skill, playing a musical instrument, or engaging in activities that require complex reasoning. It is through deliberate engagement that the brain begins to function more dynamically. When a person tackles a new, difficult task, there is an initial period of discomfort, a challenge that feels like an insurmountable wall. But as the brain navigates these challenges, the effort becomes an investment that pays off in the form of improved mental agility. The struggle itself strengthens cognitive resilience, fostering a mindset that sees complexity not as a deterrent, but as a fertile ground for growth. Embracing the struggle and pushing through the discomfort is the heart of true mental training. It requires recognizing the moments when the mind seeks refuge in shortcuts or instinctive patterns, and instead choosing to confront these impulses with deliberate thought. Every time the brain encounters a challenge and works to overcome it, it reinforces its own capacity for flexibility and innovation. Minds that have achieved remarkable breakthroughs often share a deep-rooted discipline in training their thoughts with precision and mindfulness. It's not simply about working harder, but about training smarter. This involves cultivating the ability to observe one's thinking without judgment, recognizing patterns that limit potential, and actively reshaping them. It's about curating an environment where curiosity thrives and the mind is challenged to dig deeper, think more broadly, and connect disparate ideas. Developing a proactive mindset also means maintaining a state of mental openness. This doesn't imply a lack of focus. Rather, it is the conscious choice to stay receptive to new information, different perspectives, and opportunities for adaptation. A fixed mindset traps potential within rigid parameters, while a growth-oriented mindset welcomes change, understanding that mistakes are not failures but essential steps in the learning process. Surrounding oneself with stimulating environments, whether through reading thought-provoking material, engaging in intellectual discussions, or seeking out activities that push cognitive boundaries, also plays a vital role. The brain, much like a muscle, thrives on exercise. It adapts to demands placed upon it, becoming stronger with every challenge that is met. More than anything, awakening mental potential requires nurturing the belief that smarter thinking is not reserved for the exceptionally gifted, but is accessible to anyone willing to cultivate it. This belief forms the cornerstone of progress, transforming a passive approach to thinking into an active, conscious pursuit of excellence. Recognizing the vast, untapped potential within the mind transforms ordinary moments into opportunities for growth. It is in this practice of relentless exploration, paired with resilience, that the power of the mind is truly awakened, laying the foundation for a lifetime of sharper, more adaptive thinking. Chapter 2. Crafting Thought Patterns. The human mind is a garden, and every thought is a seed. What grows within it is not accidental, but a product of deliberate nurturing, the kind that shapes the nature and quality of our thinking. Thought patterns are the architecture of the brain, deeply woven into the fabric of our daily life. They determine how we approach problems, interact with others, and envision the world around us. To refine these patterns, we must first learn to recognize them, then deliberately craft them into tools that serve us well. Great thinkers don't simply stumble upon clarity, they practice it. They build mental routines that encourage deep reflection and encourage thoughts that are sharp, organized, and intentional. This requires stepping back from the habitual cycle of thought and examining how the mind functions. What impulses drive our decisions? How do our beliefs shape our perceptions? And how often do those beliefs confine rather than expand our thinking? Intentional thought begins with the willingness to question existing mental habits. Most people move through life on autopilot, relying on the same modes of thinking that have brought them comfort or familiarity. Breaking this cycle starts with awareness, the conscious act of observing one's thoughts without judgment. This practice of mindful observation allows space for new ideas to emerge, free from the constraints of old assumptions. Through this mindful examination, we create the foundation for deliberate thought that challenges the status quo and seeks out more innovative, purposeful solutions. Cultivating effective thought patterns also involves restructuring how we respond to challenges and setbacks. The way we perceive difficulties can transform them from insurmountable obstacles to invaluable learning experiences. This mindset shift, a pivot from fear and avoidance to curiosity and problem-solving, is at the core of meaningful growth. It transforms moments of doubt into opportunities for insight, encouraging a state of mind that is resilient and adaptable. In addition to changing how we approach problems, refining thought patterns calls for strategic exercises that stimulate cognitive agility. This could involve techniques like journaling to articulate thoughts, dissecting them, and challenging their accuracy and relevance. When we write, we force our brains to slow down and order our thinking, which sharpens clarity and cultivates a deeper understanding. Similar exercises include engaging with puzzles or complex problems that require creative thinking and perseverance. These activities strengthen the neural circuits that support strategic, non-linear problem-solving and enhance mental flexibility. To elevate thought patterns, it is essential to develop a habit of integrating new perspectives. Engaging with ideas outside our usual sphere encourages us to see beyond the confines of our own biases. Whether it's reading diverse material, seeking out opinions from people who challenge our viewpoints, or exploring unfamiliar areas of interest, these activities stimulate mental pathways that lead to richer, more nuanced thinking. By constantly testing our beliefs against new information, we keep our minds agile and capable of evolving when circumstances change. Language also plays a pivotal role in shaping our thoughts. Words hold power, not just in how we communicate with others, but in how we talk to ourselves. The subtle shift from negative self-talk to language that is constructive and affirming changes not only the tone of our thoughts, but their direction. By practicing positive and precise self-dialogue, we can reframe challenges as achievable tasks and doubts as questions waiting for answers. The choice of language matters. It can empower or paralyze, so each word should be chosen as deliberately as a brushstroke on a canvas. Equally important is the practice of solitude. Stepping away from the noise of external influences allows the mind to connect its dots in peace. Solitude provides the space for uninterrupted thought and self-reflection, enabling deeper, more creative ideas to form. It is during these moments that insights are found, strategies are conceived, and clarity is discovered. Embracing silence becomes an essential component in shaping a mind that can think critically and act with purpose. Crafting better thought patterns is not a single event. It's a continuous practice that unfolds over time. It involves consciously curating experiences and interactions that promote analytical thinking, creativity, and insight. By choosing to challenge, reflect, and adapt, the mind becomes more adept at navigating the complexities of life with precision and intention. The result is not just smarter thinking, but a life where clarity and purpose are not exceptions, but the standard. Chapter 3. Navigating Complexity and Challenges. In the ever-shifting landscape of life and work, complexity and challenges are not just inevitable, but essential. They are the tests that shape and define us, pushing us to move beyond the comfort zone of familiar routines and into the realm of ingenuity. At their core, these difficulties hold the potential for transformation. The key to harnessing that potential lies in the ability to approach complexity not as an enemy to be defeated, but as an opportunity to build resilience, creativity, and deeper understanding. Approaching complexity requires a willingness to break things down. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by the sheer size or scope of a challenge, dissecting it into its core components allows for clarity and insight. This process involves identifying the key elements that contribute to the problem and understanding how they interact. It's in this careful analysis that the fog of confusion lifts and pathways to action become visible. Each component can be viewed on its own, studied for its unique attributes, and tackled individually, allowing for targeted and effective solutions. The importance of maintaining a clear perspective during complex situations cannot be overstated. It's easy to get lost in the details and miss the broader picture. To navigate challenges effectively, it's essential to balance zooming in to manage specific elements while also being able to step back and see how they fit into the larger scheme. This dual approach encourages the mind to remain flexible and adaptive, able to switch between detail-oriented analysis and big-picture thinking without losing focus. In moments of overwhelming complexity, maintaining a calm and composed mind is crucial. The stress response can cloud judgment and make even the simplest tasks seem insurmountable. Techniques such as mindful breathing, brief meditation, or taking a deliberate pause can help recenter and reset the mind, creating a state of readiness that is not hindered by emotional noise. The mind, when clear, is better equipped to process information and respond with precision. Even in high-pressure situations, a composed approach can mean the difference between reactionary decisions and measured strategic actions. Another powerful strategy is the art of reframing, changing how a challenge is perceived. Viewing a difficulty not as an unmanageable roadblock, but as an opportunity to learn shifts the entire dynamic. Reframing shifts perspective from one of fear and limitation to one of curiosity and growth. It opens the mind to alternative approaches and unconventional solutions that might not have been considered before. This mental shift can turn moments of failure into stepping stones and change the fear of the unknown into a curiosity that fuels action. Creativity thrives on constraints, and embracing this principle can help transform obstacles into fertile ground for innovation. Limitations, be it time, resources, or skills, force the mind to think differently and find new approaches. Rather than being stifled by what is not possible, this approach seeks to make the most of what is available. The best ideas often come not when there are no boundaries, but when there are challenges to overcome. The mind, like any tool, sharpens best when it's put to the test. Applying this creative constraint forces deeper engagement, pushing the mind to unearth solutions that lie beyond the obvious. Collaboration is another essential aspect of navigating complexity. No mind, no matter how brilliant, can solve every challenge in isolation. Bringing diverse perspectives into the process adds richness and depth to the analysis and solution-making. Different experiences and areas of expertise can provide fresh insights that the individual mind may overlook. Constructive dialogue and the willingness to share and build on ideas help refine and strengthen approaches, turning even the most formidable challenges into collective triumphs. Staying resilient in the face of challenges is what ultimately leads to growth. It's not just about solving problems, but about maintaining the spirit to push forward even when progress is slow or setbacks occur. Adopting a mindset that embraces persistence over instant success ensures that setbacks do not derail progress, but become part of the learning curve. Each obstacle conquered builds confidence, creating a cycle where resilience breeds more resilience, and challenges are seen not as deterrents, but as natural and necessary parts of development. By breaking down problems into manageable parts, maintaining a clear and composed perspective, reframing difficulties as learning opportunities, leveraging creativity, fostering collaboration, and cultivating resilience, complexity is not just navigated, it becomes the soil in which deeper understanding and personal growth take root. Each challenge faced and conquered is a testament to the power of a mind trained to think not just in terms of solutions, but in pathways to innovation, progress, and mastery. Chapter 4. Mastering focus and clarity. To master focus and clarity, it is essential to understand how the mind operates and how it can be directed for optimal performance. The power of focused attention is unmatched. It acts as the filter that shapes experience, prioritizing what matters and discarding the noise. True mental clarity doesn't come from a lack of complexity, but from the ability to sift through it and maintain a sharp, unwavering focus. The art of cultivating this is not just in knowing what to pay attention to, but in training the mind to sustain that focus despite the myriad of distractions that bombard it daily. The first step in building this power is understanding the nature of distractions. Whether it's the constant ping of notifications, the clamor of endless tasks, or the pull of scattered thoughts, distractions are designed to fracture attention and dilute mental energy. Consciously recognizing these interruptions is pivotal in reclaiming control over focus. Each moment of distraction comes at a cost, an interruption in the continuity of thought that disrupts the rhythm of concentration. By acknowledging these distractions without judgment, it becomes possible to create a mental buffer that allows the mind to refocus. Mindfulness is a powerful tool in developing this buffer. It is not confined to meditation sessions alone. It is an awareness that can be carried into every task and thought. Through mindfulness, the practice of being fully present and attentive to one moment at a time becomes second nature. This attention does not just put the mind at ease. It enhances the ability to discern what is essential and what can be set aside. The strength of this practice lies in its ability to ground thoughts, anchoring them to the present and minimizing the pull of wandering attention. Organizing the external environment is another key aspect of cultivating mental clarity. The physical space that surrounds the mind influences its condition. A cluttered space can mirror a cluttered mind, creating a visual distraction that saps focus. By creating an environment that reflects clarity, with designated areas for specific tasks, one sets the stage for a mental atmosphere that supports concentrated work. Clear, intentional organization is not just about aesthetics, but is a catalyst for clear thinking and sustained attention. Task management practices also contribute to the ability to maintain focus. The mind can only hold so much information at once before it begins to fragment. Structured approaches, such as prioritizing tasks based on importance and urgency, enable the mind to channel its energy into high-impact activities. Breaking larger projects into smaller, achievable segments ensures that focus remains sharp and momentum is built. This segmentation provides measurable progress, creating a sense of accomplishment that fuels further concentration. Embracing periods of deep work, uninterrupted by external stimuli, is another method to build and sustain focus. These blocks of time should be scheduled and respected, serving as periods when all notifications are silenced and external demands are temporarily set aside. In these moments, the mind has the space to explore ideas without interruption, dive deep into problem solving, and engage in tasks that require undivided attention. The power of deep work lies not only in its capacity for productivity, but in its potential to lead to breakthroughs and insights that elude a scattered mind. Shifting away from multitasking is essential for developing sharper focus. While multitasking may seem like an efficient way to get more done, research indicates that it often leads to diminished quality and efficiency. Each switch between tasks comes with a hidden cost, the cognitive load required to reorient and re-engage. Committing to single tasking allows the mind to enter a state of flow where concentration is heightened, ideas are fully explored, and work is completed with greater attention to detail. A clear mind also benefits from periodic rest and recovery. The brain is not designed for constant, unending exertion. To achieve peak focus, breaks are necessary. These breaks do not have to be long. Even brief moments of stepping away from work or engaging in activities that shift the brain's focus can renew mental energy and prepare the mind for another round of intense concentration. This cyclical approach mirrors the way physical training incorporates periods of rest to maximize performance. Cognitive habits, such as visualization, can enhance focus by priming the brain for specific outcomes. By picturing the successful completion of a task or the clarity needed to make a decision, the mind is set on a path that aligns with the desired outcome. Visualization serves as a rehearsal that strengthens the neural pathways associated with that task, making it easier to maintain focus and achieve clarity when the time comes. Learning to say no and protect time is an aspect of focus that many overlook. To maintain clarity, it is necessary to protect the time reserved for deep concentration. This requires setting boundaries with others, communicating the importance of uninterrupted work time, and resisting the urge to overcommit. Each yes taken on is a potential no to something of greater importance. By consciously managing time and commitments, one can safeguard the periods that cultivate peak focus and clarity. In the pursuit of sharper focus and greater clarity, the mind transforms into a powerful tool, one that can make deliberate, informed decisions and maintain an unwavering course even in the face of challenges. This mastery of focus extends beyond individual tasks, infusing daily life with a sense of purpose and control that transcends the noise of modern life. Chapter 5: Creativity and Intuition in Action. Creativity and intuition are often thought of as separate paths, one rooted in deliberate, structured thought, and the other in the more elusive, instinctual knowing. Yet, when these forces come together, they create an alchemy that drives forward true innovation. Logical thinking provides the framework and structure necessary for solving complex problems, while intuition infuses that process with a deeper understanding and an element of risk that sparks fresh ideas. To unlock this synergy, it's essential to understand how both aspects function and how they can be integrated. Logical thinking operates methodically, dissecting concepts into their parts, analyzing them with precision, and exploring their potential outcomes. This process can make complex problems manageable and bring clarity to what might initially seem overwhelming. However, the structured approach of logic has its limits, particularly when it comes to creating ideas that are outside the realm of existing knowledge or conventional frameworks. Intuition, on the other hand, works without the constraints of linear thought. It taps into the subconscious, drawing on experiences, patterns, and feelings that the conscious mind might not fully register. It is the voice that whispers creative solutions in moments of insight, often occurring when least expected. But intuition isn't just an ethereal, mystical force. It is the sum of one's experiences and knowledge, processed below the surface. Trusting it means acknowledging that the mind has absorbed a vast amount of information that it can often access more efficiently in an instant than by piecing through logical steps. Bringing creativity to life starts with cultivating an environment that encourages both modes of thinking. One way to do this is through deliberate relaxation and mental space. A cluttered mind rarely leads to inventive ideas. Incorporating practices that promote mental clarity, like meditation, deep breathing, or even moments of quiet reflection, can help bridge the conscious and subconscious realms. When the mind is at rest, intuition has room to surface, whispering ideas and linking concepts that might otherwise be overlooked. Another essential aspect is embracing the unknown and allowing for the possibility of failure. Creative breakthroughs often require stepping outside the safety of conventional wisdom and venturing into what is unfamiliar. Here, intuition plays a critical role, urging the mind to take leaps that logic alone might not justify. When a new idea presents itself, it may not make complete sense at first glance, but giving it space to develop can reveal hidden connections and opportunities. Logical thinking can then be brought in to test and refine the idea, exploring its practicality and possible outcomes. Keeping a practice of journaling or idea mapping helps to capture these fleeting moments of insight. Writing down random thoughts, associations, or questions without judgment can spark new pathways of thinking. By revisiting and reorganizing these notes, the conscious mind can build on the raw input of intuition. This iterative process allows for creativity to develop and be harnessed. It is also valuable to take time away from a problem, giving the mind a chance to reset and approach it with a fresh perspective. This strategy has been utilized by inventors and visionaries throughout history. The mind, when given the chance to relax, can return to a challenge with a new lens, allowing intuitive thoughts to emerge with a fresh clarity. Sometimes the best solutions are found not through forced effort, but through a willingness to step back and see things anew. Collaboration further enhances the interaction between logical thinking and intuition. Working with others brings diverse perspectives that encourage both analytical reasoning and creative exploration. Discussions can ignite sparks of intuition that wouldn't arise in solitary thought. A single question posed by a colleague can lead to insights that bridge logic and intuition, creating fertile ground for new ideas. Harnessing the power of intuition does not mean ignoring data or evidence. The most innovative solutions come from the dynamic interplay between knowledge and instinct. For example, when a decision feels right, it's often informed by a deep-seated understanding that comes from experience and learning. Logical analysis can help validate or challenge that instinct, adding structure and reason to intuition's natural flow. This partnership results in decisions that are not only innovative but also resilient, supported by both emotional intelligence and rational thought. Cultivating intuition involves more than just waiting for moments of inspiration. It requires honing the mind through experiences that build a base of knowledge. Reading widely, seeking out new experiences, and engaging in activities that push the boundaries of comfort zone develop the kind of nuanced understanding that intuition thrives on. Likewise, practicing mindfulness enhances self-awareness, enabling the mind to distinguish between genuine insights and fleeting distractions. Creativity flourishes when the conscious and subconscious minds are in harmony. Understanding when to lean into logical analysis and when to trust intuitive hunches is a skill that can transform the creative process. The most effective innovators know that neither logic nor intuition should dominate. Rather, it is the marriage of the two that allows for solutions that are both imaginative and viable. Chapter 6: Continuous Mental Evolution. The path to continuous mental evolution is a journey marked by relentless curiosity, adaptability, and the courage to embrace change. Growth is not a momentary achievement. It is a constant state of refining and expanding one's mental capacity. To stay ahead in an ever-changing world, it is vital to develop habits that keep the mind agile and receptive to new ideas and experiences. A cornerstone of long-term intellectual growth is the habit of lifelong learning. This involves seeking knowledge not just for its practical application, but for the joy of discovery. It is about nurturing an innate desire to understand how things work, explore different viewpoints, and immerse oneself in various fields of study. The pursuit of knowledge should be driven by curiosity and the understanding that there is always more to learn, regardless of age or expertise. The practice of setting aside time each day for reading, engaging with challenging material, or participating in educational courses ensures that learning becomes a natural part of daily life. Intellectual growth is also deeply tied to critical thinking, which involves examining information with a discerning eye and questioning established beliefs. Rather than accepting ideas at face value, the mind should be trained to probe deeper, connect the dots, and evaluate the validity of arguments. This practice not only sharpens reasoning skills, but also cultivates the resilience needed to adapt to complex situations. Embracing diverse perspectives by interacting with people from different backgrounds or disciplines can strengthen critical thinking. Exposure to contrasting opinions helps refine one's ability to navigate ambiguity and see the bigger picture, fostering the kind of adaptability that is essential for growth. Creative problem-solving is an extension of continuous mental evolution. Developing a habit of approaching problems from multiple angles and considering unconventional solutions can make the mind more flexible. This means refraining from the instinct to quickly jump to the most obvious answer and instead pausing to explore alternative paths. Creative problem-solving involves stepping away from familiar thought patterns and exploring what could be rather than what already is. One effective way to build this habit is through regular exercises that challenge the mind to think differently, whether it's through puzzles, brain teasers, or discussions that push boundaries and inspire fresh insights. Building mental adaptability requires an openness to failure and a readiness to learn from it. Mistakes and setbacks should be reframed not as failures, but as valuable lessons that contribute to intellectual and personal growth. It is this willingness to examine shortcomings without judgment that transforms failures into stepping stones. Constructive self-reflection, coupled with the ability to receive feedback, helps identify areas of improvement and encourages the development of strategies to overcome challenges in the future. Over time, this practice nurtures a growth mindset that views obstacles as opportunities for enhancement rather than as deterrents. Another critical aspect of continuous mental evolution is the habit of mindful practice. Taking time to pause, reflect, and assess one's thoughts and emotions allows for a deeper understanding of personal biases and habitual thinking patterns. Mindfulness can help the mind maintain a state of equilibrium and clarity amid the demands of modern life. By becoming aware of internal processes, individuals can make conscious choices rather than reacting automatically to external circumstances. This self-awareness is a foundation for developing resilience and adaptability. Balancing periods of high productivity with moments of rest is also essential for long-term intellectual growth. When the mind is overworked without adequate downtime, creativity, critical thinking, and decision-making capabilities suffer. Regular breaks and restful activities recharge cognitive functions and foster a renewed sense of perspective. The practice of stepping back to reassess allows for new ideas to percolate and emerge when returning to a task. This balance between work and relaxation creates an environment where mental evolution can flourish. Adaptability is also built through varied experiences. Stepping outside of comfort zones and immersing oneself in new environments or challenges helps the mind to rewire and grow. This could mean traveling to unfamiliar places, learning a new language, participating in activities that are out of one's skill set, or collaborating with teams that have diverse approaches and methodologies. These experiences cultivate a broader range of thinking and encourage an individual to learn to adapt quickly and effectively in the face of change. Networking and meaningful dialogue with peers and mentors can accelerate mental evolution. Conversations that challenge one's viewpoints, stimulate ideas, and provide alternative perspectives can lead to substantial growth. The wisdom of others, particularly those who have faced similar challenges, can serve as a guide for navigating complex intellectual or professional landscapes. Finally, maintaining mental flexibility involves integrating reflection and future-focused planning. While it is important to learn from past experiences, it is equally crucial to envision what lies ahead. Regularly setting new intellectual goals, updating one's knowledge base, and adapting strategies to align with evolving circumstances ensures that growth continues without stagnation. This proactive approach positions the mind to stay not just reactive, but ahead of the curve, prepared for whatever lies ahead. Through consistent practice, an unwavering commitment to learning, and the courage to confront uncertainty, mental evolution becomes an integral part of life. By developing habits that promote curiosity, adaptability, resilience, and balance, individuals are better equipped to navigate challenges and seize opportunities for growth in an ever-changing world. Chapter 7. From Thought to Action. Transforming thought into action is an art that requires more than just intention. It demands purpose, clarity, and an unwavering commitment to progress. Thoughts, while essential for initiating ideas and envisioning goals, are only the starting points. The true power lies in converting these abstract notions into tangible, purposeful action that drives progress and leads to meaningful outcomes. The transition from thinking to acting begins with cultivating clarity. Clear, focused thoughts act as a guide, steering efforts and aligning them with objectives. This involves defining specific, achievable goals and breaking them down into manageable steps. When a thought is transformed into an actionable plan, it becomes easier to track progress, identify necessary resources, and maintain motivation. An individual who can visualize the path from intention to execution is better prepared to overcome obstacles that may arise. To act effectively, it is crucial to develop a system of prioritization. The mind is often bombarded with numerous thoughts and ideas that can be overwhelming, making it difficult to discern what needs immediate attention. Prioritization involves assessing which actions will have the most significant impact and focusing energy on those areas. Establishing a clear hierarchy of tasks, distinguishing between what is urgent and what is important, ensures that effort is directed where it matters most. Effective action also requires the ability to harness discipline. Discipline is the force that pushes an individual past procrastination, doubts, and distractions. It is the commitment to follow through with plans, even when enthusiasm wanes. One strategy to strengthen discipline is the creation of routines that embed desired actions into daily life. By making certain behaviors habitual, they become second nature, reducing the friction that often impedes progress. Building momentum is essential to sustain action. Even small, consistent efforts build confidence and create a ripple effect that makes larger tasks seem more achievable. Starting with minor tasks that can be completed quickly establishes a sense of accomplishment and reinforces the belief that more significant challenges can be met. Over time, this positive feedback loop strengthens resolve and makes it easier to maintain consistent progress. Self-awareness plays a pivotal role in transitioning from thought to action. Understanding personal strengths, weaknesses, and tendencies enables an individual to anticipate potential barriers and devise strategies to overcome them. When self-doubt arises or internal resistance is encountered, individuals with self-awareness can reframe their thoughts, challenge limiting beliefs, and push forward. Recognizing patterns of behavior that lead to procrastination or indecision allows for adjustments that facilitate more productive actions. Accountability can significantly enhance the transition from thought to action. Sharing goals with trusted peers or mentors creates a sense of responsibility and motivation to follow through. External support and feedback provide a fresh perspective, help maintain momentum, and offer encouragement during challenging periods. The power of accountability is rooted in the understanding that personal commitments have an impact beyond oneself, driving the desire to live up to expectations. Developing resilience is another critical component of taking thought into action. No plan is immune to setbacks, and the road to achieving meaningful results is often lined with obstacles. Building resilience involves accepting that failures and challenges are part of the process. The ability to pivot when faced with difficulties, learn from mistakes, and remain committed to the objective is what differentiates those who succeed from those who do not. Resilient individuals view setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities to grow and improve their strategies. An essential aspect of effective action is maintaining a balance between flexibility and consistency. While it is important to stay focused on the end goal, it is equally necessary to remain adaptable when faced with unforeseen circumstances. Rigid adherence to a plan can lead to frustration if things do not go as expected. The ability to adjust strategies while remaining committed to the outcome allows for continuous progress without becoming derailed by the unexpected. Visualizing success can also play an influential role in taking action. Spending time imagining the steps involved in achieving a goal, feeling the emotions associated with success, and seeing oneself overcoming challenges helps prepare the mind for the journey ahead. This mental rehearsal creates a blueprint that the brain can follow, making it easier to navigate real-life situations and act with confidence. While motivation can be the initial spark that gets things moving, it is discipline that keeps the engine running. Motivational moments can be fleeting and unreliable, but the discipline that comes from habit ensures that progress is steady, even on days when enthusiasm is low. Reinforcing positive habits, reviewing goals regularly, and celebrating small victories keeps motivation alive and ensures that the transition from thought to action remains continuous. Action, when consistent and purposeful, leads to transformation. As thoughts are brought to life through deliberate effort and persistence, they become real-world results that speak to the power of focus and resolve. The ability to translate intention into action distinguishes dreamers from doers and fuels progress in all areas of life. Conclusion. The journey from understanding to transformation is never a straightforward path, but it is a powerful one. As you have navigated the strategies and insights provided in this book, you have gathered the tools needed to break down complexity, cultivate clarity, foster creativity, and develop a disciplined approach to continuous growth. The path to success is defined not just by the knowledge gained, but by the willingness to act upon it, adapt in the face of challenges, and embrace the ever-evolving nature of personal development. Every individual carries within them the potential to transform their thoughts into impactful action and to evolve continually. It is the consistent application of learned principles combined with self-reflection and adaptability that allows for true growth. The courage to face obstacles head-on, the discipline to stay the course, and the resilience to learn from setbacks are all hallmarks of those who achieve more than they ever thought possible. Remember that the foundation of mastery is not built overnight. It is laid brick by brick, through small but consistent actions, sustained focus, and a commitment to self-improvement. Success is not defined by a singular achievement, but by the journey itself, the habits cultivated, the lessons learned, and the growth experienced along the way. Let your journey be guided by a mindset that sees challenges as opportunities, mistakes as lessons, and progress as a lifelong pursuit. Maintain clarity amidst the noise, stay attuned to your inner voice, and continue to harness both logic and intuition to navigate an ever-changing world. The real power lies in taking these insights and embodying them in everyday actions, ensuring that your growth becomes a living, breathing part of who you are. In the end, success is measured not just by the milestones you reach, but by the person you become as you strive towards them. Be proud of every step taken, however small it may seem. With the principles you now hold, you are equipped to navigate life with confidence, create innovative solutions, and live with purpose. Your journey is unique, and the path ahead is yours to shape. Embrace it fully, and continue moving forward with the knowledge that the best version of yourself is yet to come.